good, they are good, either they are bad, but there is toxicity system. If you are taking, suppose a medicine is there and it's very, very good for any particular type of problem. And if you are taking overdose of it, then what will happen? See, you all are from the PG, so we will do an interactive session. Not only the one way communication will be there. I need your response. I need your involvement in this session. Right? So whatever the things you know, let me know. That is not a problem. You are doing the very best and you are answering up to the point. Not. This is not the thing. The main thing is that what is my intention is just to involve you in this talk. This is a talk. This is not a simple type of lecture we are just delivering and the students are listening. No. You all are from the PG, you all are from the PhD scholars. So it's your involvement is very important for me. Right? So what will happen? Suppose I am having the paracetamol and some fever is there. I have taken 5 times paracetamol in a day. I was not aware that it's going to harm. I was feeling well. Then after 3 hours, I have taken 5 tablets in a whole day. What will happen?
So concentration of drug is more in blood, leads to toxicity or more side effects.
Okay. There is one good thing that in Corona time we are having that these are the for the following crude drugs and we are making the kadhas and we are making the tea and after that we are taking it. And you have seen in some newspapers, you have seen read in some articles that these are also creating some toxicity symptoms. Yes or no?
Sir, if we take more time.
Yes, if you are taking it for a long time. If you are saying that the long time, it means which study is this? This is
chronic,
right? It is chronic, long-term study. If we are taking a medicine for a long time, for example, so many drugs are there that are long time. What are all the diseases that are related to your metabolic disorders, like any metabolic disorder disease that is very common in India. Diabetes. If a person is found that he is having the hyperglycemia, at the time he have to take the medicine for to control his blood sugar level. But a normal tendency is there. Generally, we are going to visiting to one endocrinologist, one diabetic specialist clinic, and after that, the doctor is giving that yes, these are the medicine. You have to take it for a long time, and never think that it will treat it. Whole life, whatever the life you are remaining at the time, you have to take your medicine. After that, you can do it. And regular your health checkup as well as periodically your blood sugar level checkup is required. Right? Again, what happened? After 1 month, after 10 days, after 15 days, what we means if we are our relatives or our neighbors, what they say, you are taking only this glimepiride. It's okay. Just go and take some Vaid is there, some natural healers is there. Either go for the OTC, go for the YouTube, go for Baba Ramdev Yoga. You will find that these are also the drugs that you can take with this one. The patient asks what will be the profit? What will be the advantage if I am taking this and that both? At the time the people will say it's okay. Because if you are taking a tablet, for example, 10 mg thrice a day, at the time you are controlling it by another way, at the time you have to take twice a day or say once in a day. It may be happen, right? Is it clear? Yes. Generally, it's a normal tendency in India. In Indian perspective, I am talking. Then that's again, when we have started both things, at the time, I think all of you from... you have read also that the interaction is there. If interaction is not there, at the time, the symptoms of toxicity, the symptoms of reactions, adverse reactions are over there. To look after all these things. The main thing is that, very, very clear-cut boundary line is there. If you are using a synthetic moiety for toxicity study, and if you are using a crude drug. Crude drug means jadi booty, natural drug. both different paths are there, right? Again, one question is I am asking to you. Suppose you know that ashwagandha.
Yes, sir. Immunomodulator.
Yes, it's a immunomodulator. It's a tonic. It's a nervine tonic. So many X, Y, Z, whatever the activity you are saying that it's having, and it's good to take it. अगर कोई इसको लेता है तो अच्छी बात है. If you are going to find out the acute toxicity, LD50, ED50, acute toxicity, and as well as the chronic toxicity of this ashwagandha. I am just saying ashwagandha. कौन सा part होता है ashwagandha? Ashwagandha is which part of the drug, plant? Roots. Yes, right. अब root का आपने you have make the methanolic extract, any form of extract. If you are taking, the study will go in a different way. But if I am saying that yes, I have isolated methanolite A, now we have to go for same acute toxicity study, LD50, ED50, subacute toxicity and chronic toxicity. What will happen? At the time, the path will be the different. Why? Why this? I am saying that the both path will be different. Both will be treated as a different thing. But the plant is same. The name is same. The part is same. How? Any idea? Any approach? Why I am saying this? Any idea? No idea? बोलिए.
No idea.
See, the very clear-cut thing, it's a very, you can say, if you are not having the idea, it's okay. Because this is very common thing and very misconcept is there. If I am saying methanolite is what? ये विथेनिया सोमनिफेरा जो आपका सुगंधा उसका एक पर्टिकुलर केमिकल कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट है कि नहीं है? सुना होगा ना आपने?
सर
सुना
है. नहीं सुना, हम दूसरा एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं, है ना. जैसे हम आपने बात किया कि भाई हम जो है टर्मरिक कोकोमा लाऊंगा. क्या है एक्टिव कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट? कर्क्यूमिन है, सबको पता है ना. तो हम लोग कर्क्यूमिन का एग्जाम्पल, हम जब कर्क्यूमिन के टॉक्सिसिटी की बात करेंगे तो वो अलग तरीके से होगी, और जब हम टर्मरिक की बात करेंगे तो वो अलग तरीके से होगी. क्यों? इसलिए कि वहां पे जो आपने टर्मरिक लिया है वो टर्मरिक आपने एक्सट्रैक्ट आउट किया. आपने इथेनॉल डाला, मेथनॉल डाला, XYZ कोई भी सॉल्वेंट डाला, वाटर डाला, आपने उसका एक्सट्रैक्ट निकाला. आपके पास अच्छी टेक्निक्स है, आपने उसका स्प्रे ड्राइंग किया, आपने वैक्यूम ड्राइंग किया, कुछ भी किया, आपके पास फ्री फ्लोइंग पाउडर उस चीज का एक्सट्रैक्ट आ गया, आपने एक पेशेंट को एक्सट्रैक्ट दे दिया. नो प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल. क्यों? क्योंकि आपने ऐसा उसमें कुछ नया काम नहीं किया है, वो तो एक्सट्रैक्शन का एक नॉर्मल सा आपने प्रोसीजर किया है. लेकिन अगर आपने कर्क्यूमिन निकाला, अगर आपने विथेनोलाइट निकाला, तब विथेनोलाइट क्या है? ये आयुर्वेदिक नहीं है. इट्स नॉट हर्बल नाउ. It will be treated as a single chemical moiety. ये एक नई केमिकल मोइटी है, क्योंकि आपने केवल कर्क्यूमिन निकाला है, आपने और चीजों को नहीं निकाला. लेकिन जब आपने एक्सट्रैक्ट निकाला था तो एज होल वाटर, एल्कोहल में, वाटर में, मिथेनॉल में जो भी सॉल्युबल था सब आ गया. आपने वहां कोई बैरियर नहीं लगाया, आपने केवल एक सॉल्वेंट डाला, आपने एक्सट्रैक्ट आउट कर लिया. इसलिए जब हम टॉक्सिसिटी स्टडी करते हैं तो एट द टाइम कीप इन योर माइंड दैट आइदर इट इज सिंथेटिक, either it is herbal or crude in form, or it is isolated, derived from the plant source. Right? 3 categories are now there. Just a minute. Hello. whatever the statement I have make, any confusion is there?
No, sir.
No,
If
sir.
there is confusion, you may ask, you may discuss.
No, sir.
Yes.
No, sir.
No, sir.
उसका रीजन क्या है? The reason is that जब आप कोई crude form यूज करते हो ना, तो बेटा that is a different thing. But if you are making it isolating, it means the thing you are leaving it behind, and you are taking only one chemical moiety. So at that time it will treat it. You can say that no, it's a synthetic. Suppose if you are saying that the one justification of this statement, have you heard the name of digitalis?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Digitalis what?
Digitalis
bacteria.
Glycoside. It is a glycoside. Cardiac
Glycoside.
Glycoside. Which part is having this glycoside? Leaves.
Talus leaves.
But what are the different market formulations that are existing in the market of this digital?
Digoxin.
Yes.
Digitoxin.
Digoxin के नाम से आती है, sir.
Yes. Have you ever seen the label claim of that one?
Yes, sir.
What is written? Digitoxin IP.
Yes, sir.
Digitoxin BP.
0.25.
0.25.
Yes, sir.
It's a very potent, very therapeutic index is very low and very high.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Huh? At the time you were saying that digitoxin IP. Why IP? आप बोलना चाहिए ना, ये तो हर्बल ड्रग है यार, ये तो हमको प्लांट से मिलती है, डिस्टिलिस परप्यूरिया से ना. यही मेरे what statement I have made, this is the answer of my statement. अब आपको समझ में आ गया होगा है ना कि हम कैसे बात कर रहे हैं. Okay. You have not isolated one single thing, digitoxin, है ना, digoxin, digitox, उसका 3-4 है, अभी थोड़ा एकदम सिमिलर नेम है तो नहीं हो पा रहा. So these are the things, है ना, we have to keep over this thing. So first thing, for the natural, for the herbal, there is one thumb rule. कोई भी चीज, whatever the things we are using, that is from the ancient time. We are not new to use the turmeric. We are not used to use the ashwagandha first time. We are not using to use the mentha, caraway, cumin, cascara, rhubarb, whatever the crude drugs you know. We are not the new. Are you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's why while we are going for the toxicity study, because it's a mandate now, you have to do the study. And this is the reason behind that we are lagging. We are having the good resource of medicinal plants and very good flora and fauna that are very, very much medicinally important. But due to these legislation, these regulatory requirements, we are unable to spread our product throughout the world. Why? We are lagging. The toxicity study is not there. Efficacy study is not there. So many other studies are not there. This is the reason why we have not focused on this. We have not focused on this because this sector was actually, now it's working where we are doing very well in this sector. But before that, after the independence, to 2080s up to 80s, it was good. We were focusing on the Ayurveda and our traditional system, but due to the government policies and all these things, it was stopped for the 2 decades. And you know that what is the importance of 2 decades? 2 decades means 20 years. If we have stopped, we have not encouraging the research in herbal field at the time, definitely we will be lag behind. And the reason, the Chinese herbal medicines are very, very much effective. And they are exporting it the worldwide. Why? Because they have not left their original traditional knowledge. They were always doing the things, and they were whatever the data we are generating now, they have generated is before 2000, right? 20 years back they have done it. So now we are generating the data for the toxicity. We are following the OECD guideline and all these things. But all these things, they were doing something forward related to this. So this was the reason, right? Now I'm coming to my slides. So yes, one thing I was thinking, if we are doing any toxicity study for the herbal or natural drug, we are just giving 2000 mg per kg. What is mg per kg? Anyone can explain it? Anyone from M Farm? Anyone from M Farm? Research scholars? What is 2000
According to body weight per mg.
mg? I am just saying 2000 mg per kg.
According to body weight per kg, 2000 mg.
Okay. If the animal is of the 100 gram, what will be the dose?
So please repeat the question.
My question is that the dose of any particular drug is 2000 mg per kg, and the weight of animal
2 mg. 2 mg.
is
100 gram.
100 gram. 100, it means 2 mg per kg. No, it will be 20, not
20, sorry, sir, 20.
will be the 20 mg per kg, right? Means if an animal is having, just I am saying this because other MPharm students are there. Because this is the reason. Don't whatever the things we are taking. Suppose I means a person if he is adult, he is taking the similar dose and they are marketed. But in case the animal veterinary use as per the body weight, the doses are formulations are also available in the market. But during our research work, at a time we are calculating it on the body weight basis, and this is the basis that if we are doing the toxicity study of any drug and for in future it's coming into the market, that will be the basis. Yes, now on this calculation, yes, 200 mg per kg thrice a day is sufficient for this. So these are the basis, right? One common thing that it was a very old concept. Generally you were seeing that not now, just 10 years back. What about the formulations? What were the tablets? What were the pack size of the tablets? Solid dosage form were there that are of only the 10 tablets. It was not the 15. It was not the 20. Now we are having the except the oral pills as a contraceptive. That was Malady and all these things were for the 30 days. Otherwise, most of the time you will find that the drugs are generally in pack size of 10 tablet in each strip, right? In case if you are finding it in the sachet, 50 mg, so 50 tablet, 20 tablet, 10 tablets for the customer use, not for the bulk. In bulk, we are having the bulk pack up from the 1000 tablet. Paracetamol, Calpol is giving it in the bulk, 1000 tablet, 500 mg per each tablet in one box. But for the customer use, you will not get that. But this is also related to your toxicity study. Have you got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Why? How is it related to the toxicity? Many times you have seen that by mistake and sometimes intentional, anybody wants to suicide. What they do? They have taken the whole
tablet.
More tablets and whole strip, the whole pack
Yes,
size.
sir. Okay.
But it was calculated on that basis that if accidentally a person is taken it will be not life threatening until it's not giving a proper clinical treatment, right? So this was also a reason that the pack size, whatever is there, it should not reach to the LD50. That is the reason, 10 tablet. That is the reason. Now, if you find going for the multivitamins, if you are going for the diabetic, if you are going for the hypertension, you will find that the pack size is now the 15. So at the time, if you are going to calculate it, and on Google, you will find the LD50 of anyone. At the time, just calculate and multiply it by the 15 into the how much active constituent in each tablet you can calculate. You will find that it will be below that one, right? Okay. And this is very important. Whatever the drugs, all the things, all the medicinal things, all the crude drugs, whatever are there are the plants that are a drug, right? All the synthetic things that we are going to make it for the clinical purpose, all are drugs. And these are drugs until a permissible limit. Above that, they may become toxic. they may become poison, and below a certain level there will be no
Effect.
level, there
No
will
effect.
be no effect, no therapeutic effect on that one. Every time it's very important that we have to find out a maximum limit. Yes, this one is the limit. On this limit, above this dose, it may be the life threatening. That is your upper case. And then what is the below? Cutoff is what? What is the effective dose? Yes, this one is the dose. If I am getting activity, if I am getting the therapeutic effect at 50 mg per kg, or sorry, not mg per kg, and 50 mg tablet, then what is the need to go for the 100? Many times you are taking that if you are having mild headache or mild body pain at the time, you know that yes, paracetamol dose is 500, but you are taking 250. If you are taking any ibugesic para, you are taking the half tablet. You know that it's very mild and I think it will be recovered. Are you doing like this? But some fellows are knowing that yes, I am having only the headache. They are not going for the discipline. They are going for the discipline as well as the para. Both they are taking. It's wrong. It should not be there. Right? So here there is three things. One is the effective dose. Then top is the toxic dose. And there is one LD50. What is LD50?
Lethal dose.
Yes, lethal dose, we know. What is the actual, if you are saying the actual, can you explain it, what is the lethal dose? Jay?
Yes, sir.
सर एक लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ पॉपुलेशन को अगर वो दिया जाता है एंड हम उस सैंपल साइज को 100% मानते हैं, तो उस पर्टिकुलर डोज पे अगर 50% जो पॉपुलेशन है वो किसी तरीके की टॉक्सिसिटी कॉज करती है या किसी तरीके के डिजीज कंडीशन फेस करती है या वो लीथल सिम्पटम्स फेस करती है.
अनुपम, जस्ट स्टॉपिंग यू आर सेइंग राइट, बट जस्ट क्लियरली से जो भी पॉपुलेशन है 2 की 5 की 10 की 15 की whatever the population is there, if you are giving them the lethal dose at the time 50% mortality will there should be dies clearly. 10 को दिया 5 मर जाना चाहिए, देन इट्स LD50. उसमें कोई टॉक्सिसिटी हम नहीं देखते, उसमें हम केवल डेथ देखते हैं कि वो डेथ हुई कि नहीं हुई.
यस सर.
जाहिर सी बात है, इट्स ऑब्वियस कि if the 50% are dying, remaining 50% will show you the toxic symptom. It's obvious. होगा ना ऐसा?
यस सर. यस सर.
भाई किसी की बॉडी स्ट्रांग है, फिजिकली ये बहुत स्ट्रांग है, वो मरेगा नहीं लेकिन विल सफर. ओके?
यस सर.
Yes, I think anything else, the basic concept you want to know about these OECD guidelines? OECD guidelines are nothing. These are the toxicity studies guidelines. On the basis of that, we are defining what is the ED, what is the LD, and what is the toxic dose. Right? Is it clear? Now we will come.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. If I ask you, now I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, before that, if you are going, have you, research scholars, have you studied about the Helsinki Declaration in your part of your coursework?
Yes, sir.
How many?
In our research methodology,
yeah,
we are studying. You have studied.
All of you have studied Helsinki Declaration
in 1964.
Yeah, it was started in the 1964. Yeah, I am just saying, M-Pharma students, don't worry for that. Helsinki Declaration is that you are going to read the guidelines of the OECD. It's a toxicity studies guidelines. Before that, when the things were not in a systematic way, there were no ethical things, there were no, now there is a guideline. अब आप कहीं भी अपने पेपर पब्लिश कर रहे जाओगे, immediately the question will ask, which guideline you have followed to do this study, right?
Yes, sir.
At the time, before that era, there was no such type of question. आपने कर दिया उस समय, the science was not so much developed. It was also beneficial to the humankind. It was appreciated by everyone that he had done very well. Now the things are going in a systematic way. So you must know what are the different things, right? OECD guidelines, if you see it, I have just make a very brief about this, that very you can say that in the very depth. What is this actually? When I was studying, I was also thinking that if I am going to study this toxicity guideline, and why the OECD is there? Why the OECD is there, right? Either only the drug. Suppose one question I want to ask: if you are saying that either only the drugs are required the toxicity study, क्या जो मेडिसिन है उन्हीं को टॉक्सिसिटी स्टडी की जरूरत है कि और भी जो माइटीज है और भी जो चीजें हैं सेगमेंट है
सारी चीजों के लिए
सारी
केमिकल्स
जरूरत है ना
हाँ,
all
थिंग्स which is
the chemicals, all not if you are not taking, suppose radiation is there, no? Sunlight is there, blood is there, food is there, these what do you say, these fibers are different, things are there, different waves and other things are there, 2G 5G 4G radiation is there, all the things are adversely affecting the humankind, as well as you can say the birds, the animals, and the entire impact on the environment. So such concept was conceptualized that yes, if it hazardous to our health, that will deal in the section 4. So that is the reason you are saying guideline 420, 423, 425, 490, 41, 40. It start from 401 to 490.
yes sir.
ना 100 guidelines are there, and
Yes, sir.
all are related to your health. तो सारी आपकी health से ही related है ना? So there are sections. The first thing, the full form of this OECD guideline is what? The full form is that
Organization.
this is an organization independently working for the economic cooperation and development. Related to what? Related to the testing of the chemicals. Right? It was first published in 1981, and there are 5 sections. What are the different 5 sections? The section 1 deals with the physical chemical properties. Suppose you have make one good synthetic drug. At the time, what is the chemical property of that? Physical and chemical property. It will be done. If you have the effects of biotic system, what will be the effect of all these things, whatever the new things is there? Because if it is new, at the time this study will start. If it is old, already whatever the things we are seeing in the market, all are having the study already done, right? Then if you are suppose making any new thing, what will be its effect on the environmental fate and behavior, right? Like you are seeing that the 5G is creating a lot of mortality rate in the birds. And if it is required that if that frequency is just adversely affecting the birds, it may be harmful to human. And all these studies are near about they are going to compile it. That has been done. Now the section 4 that is of are important is what? This health effect. What are the different health effects? And these effects we are only concerned with today in this syllabus. We are only going to deal with the section 4, right? And in the section 5, other test guidelines. There are so many other things that are going to be studied. That will be rest. Whatever the above 4 is there, that will be in section 5, right? The OECD guideline. These are the independently international accepted guidelines for the testing of the chemicals on the following 5 sections, right? Nowadays you are seeing that one new thing. If you know that all of you are having the mobiles in your hand, all of you are having your desktop at your home, all are you having the laptops and tabs, sabke paas, right? Now you are seeing that whatever the things that we are going to use it. Yes, it's a very informative. This is the reason I am sitting over here in Lucknow and I'm just interacting with you all people that are there in your, I think, either in your university campus or you're at home, right? It's okay. But if after 5 years, this laptop, this desktop, all will be worthless because the new technology will come and this will not work. What we are doing to do that? how it's going, आपने बनाया इट्स ओके, लेकिन जब ये खराब हो जाएगा उसके बाद ये क्या होगा, इट्स अ बायोबर्डन ऑन द अर्थ. So this study will be there. And now these OECD guidelines are very strict. That is the reason. The company is saying that, the government is saying that if you are preparing the laptop, it's a cost 50,000 rupees, right? And you have seen that in the last 2 years, 3 years, the cost of these laptops and mobiles have increased. But many times you will find that in ARM budget of India, you will find that electronics items we are going down. What is the reason? And these guidelines are not very much strict in the underdeveloped countries. Why the rate is increasing? The reason is that the company is saying that the OECD is compulsory forcing them. If you are, whatever the MRP you are going to write, it should be the buyback, and whatever the disposal, how you are going to dispose it, it should be covered by, it should be the, whatever the cost is there, it will be the recovered by the company. Then what the company is doing? Company is not going to recover it. Company is going to increase the rates and justifying the government. Yes, it was last year it was 40,000 rupees. Now it will be 42,000 rupees because environmental cess is there. And this is also the part of your OECD guideline, right? Yes. Already I have told you what I have told. I have told you that whatever the 9 digits you are seeing, that so these are generally 3 digit number, and the section number being the first number. And sometimes we are just making a suffix with a letter. And these guidelines are always reviewed. And whatever the good thing, whatever the new, after the consultation with the expert, whatever the new guidelines would be there, all are periodically maintained, as well as the previous guideline. Suppose you are doing a study for a long 5 year back, you find a new, you have synthesized a new molecule, and you have done the study at that time. 420 was there, you were doing it. Now it's the time that 425 is accepted. At the time, it's not a problem, because at what time this guideline, latest guideline was there, you have find it, right? No. Another thing is that we humans are very clear. We are very clever. We never do anything that is going to harm us. How? And how this toxicity study was started? आपने सुना होगा, पहले के राजा थे, जंगल में जा रहे थे, जंगल में उनको भूख लगी तो क्या हुआ, उन्होंने सैनिकों को बोला कि वो लेके आओ, खाना वाना कुछ लेके आओ. तो उनने दौड़ लगाया तो एक किसान का घर था, उस किसान के घर में खाना बना हुआ था. लेकिन आपने देखा होगा पीएम आते हैं, सीएम आते हैं, अपने घर का भी लड्डू नहीं खाते. वाई दे आर नॉट टेकिंग दैट? They are taking only the tested food. Why? Due to the safety reasons. Are you there? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm not getting a response, so I was
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, have you seen that? No? He
Yes,
once, suppose last time Mr. Ramnath Kovind was there in President of India was there in Lucknow, in Kanpur, and that is the native place of the first citizen of India. But her Bhabi was saying that he like this, but we are not able to provide that food to him. Why? Because due to the protocols, he is not allowed to take the homemade foods. उनके सब फूड एक्सपर्ट्स और उनके टेस्ट एनालिस्ट चलते हैं, वो जो टेस्ट करके देते हैं वही वो खाते हैं. अब पहले के जमाने में जब ऐसा नहीं था तो क्या करते थे, राजा महाराजा जब चलते थे तो अपने साथ और भी लोग चलते तो क्या करते थे, कुत्ते को खाना डाल दिया. पता चला वो कहानी हम लोग सुनते हैं, कुत्ते ने खाना खाया, वो मर गया, खाने में किसी ने जहर मिला दिया था, है ना. तो टॉक्सिसिटी स्टडी ऐसा नहीं था, पहले नहीं होती थी, पहले होती थी, तरीका दूसरा था. उन्होंने कुत्ते को खिला दिया, कुत्ता मर गया, ना हमको फर्क पड़ा, ना राजा को फर्क पड़ा, ना कहानी सुनने वाले को, ना सुनाने वाले को. बट दिस व्हाट हैपेंड, इट वाज एक्चुअल द टॉक्सिसिटी स्टडी वाज देयर एट दैट टाइम, राइट. उस समय बस इतना ही था यार कि ये खाना खाएंगे, मरेंगे कि नहीं मरेंगे, बस इतने से मतलब था, उससे ज्यादा से नहीं कुछ था. नाउ whatever the things we are doing, the things are in new flavor, but the concept is old. Today, what we are doing, where we are going to test these new chemicals? कहाँ पे टेस्टिंग हम करते हैं? ये जो टेस्टिंग हम लोग कर रहे हैं, कहाँ कर रहे हैं? किस पे कर रहे हैं?
Animals.
Animals.
पे कर रहे हैं. पहले कुत्ते पे करते थे, आज माइस पे कर रहे हैं, but we are doing the same thing, right? So now the animal here OECD is giving it strict guideline, right? Before Helsinki is what Helsinki, I am just again and again saying that Helsinki is just advanced. Helsinki is saying that for the clinical trials. उसके पहले जब नाजी था तो क्या करता था, दवाएं बनवाता था, लोग खिला देता था, खाओ मरो जियो, कोई फर्क नहीं, कोई रेगुलेशन नहीं, कोई एथिक्स नहीं. But now the ethics is for the small animal. You can't take a single guinea pig, not a single mice of 25 gram without permission. If you take it, you can say that ना, कौन देख रहा है यार, एनिमल हम तो कर लेंगे. Yes, you can do it. You are free to do it, but you can't publish it. You can't say it in front of scientific committee. आपने बहुत अच्छी दवा बना ली, but until unless you have not followed the guidelines for that one, it will not accept it. Right? This is the reason we are reading all these guidelines. So now the two things are there. First thing is that you have to follow the OECD guideline for the toxicity study. And you know that who is the guinea pig? The guinea pig, actual guinea pig is there. Mice is there. Rat is there. Rabbit is there. Guinea pig is there. Hamster is there. We means at this stage, we are just doing all these things on the small animals. If we are getting the lead, at the time we are going for the large animals. What are the large animals? Large animals, you can say that the monkeys are there, dogs are there, horses are there, sheep are there, right? These all things are large animals. And after the large animal, what happened? After the large animal, the clinical trial is there. And in clinical trials, we means the humans are tested for that one. But that is the last stage just before coming to, if we are getting the good data, good result before that one, until unless no one DCGA is not going to allow you to test that animals, to test it on the humans. Right? So this is one sequence how we are going to do it. If any drug is not toxic for the humans, is not toxic for the animals, obviously 99% it will be not toxic on the humans. It will be not toxic on the higher animals, but there are chances. Many times you will find that this drug is what was very good, but suddenly you are seeing the reading in the newspaper that this molecules had withdrawn from the market due to the post-market surveillance. It was found that the drug was causing a lot of toxicity on the kidneys. The drug was very good to control the hypertension, but it was having the very, it was creating a good major load, metabolite load on the liver. So it was damaging the liver. Have you heard of such type of guidelines in earlier? नहीं पढ़ा है. पढ़ा होगा आपने भी. मार्केट में दवाएं आती हैं, बंद नहीं हो जाती. आपने आज तक नहीं पढ़ा कोई दवा बंद हो गई?
बंद होती है सर.
बंद होती है. क्यों बंद होती है? क्योंकि ये स्टडी जो है चलती रहती है. अभी जैसे हम कोई भी चीज हम तुरंत बना लेते हो तो ठीक है. एक सर्टेन गाइडलाइन होती है, हमने फॉलो किया, बना लिया. लेकिन जब कोई भी चीज एक्चुअली मार्केट में आती है तब पता चलता है भाई किस पे क्या है, किस पे क्या है. क्योंकि उसके पहले until it's not coming to the market, you are doing it on experimental models. You are taking the 4 continent, you are going for the clinical trials. But when it's coming on the whole of the world, at the time the actual data is coming, right? These things are there. So who is going to control over the animals' welfare in India?
CDSCO?
No, wrong. Who is going to control the experiments on animals in India? Everyone know. I know. सबको पता है. Just give me the
FDA.
right. Wrong, Anshuman Prajapati. Yes, Pallavi.
Animal Ethical Committee.
Very good, Jay Kumar. Am I right? Jay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Animal Ethical Committee and Animal Ethical Committee is not the 100% right answer. You must say that this is the animal ethical committee, and that is going to be the controlled by the CPCSA.
CPSEA guideline. CPSEA.
No?
Yes, sir. Pardon.
CPCSA New Delhi is
Yes,
going
sir.
to control, and that is saying the IAC is the must animal institutional animal ethics committee.
Yes, sir.
These are the guidelines. So, matlab,
Yes.
OECD guideline, why I am going on the CPCSA? I am just going because you must know that if you need the animal, before that you have to make permission from that one. And one thumb rule is that nowadays, what are all the modern guidelines are saying? All are saying that unless it is unavoidable, you not to use animals. जब तक बहुत जरूरी ना हो, don't use the animals. When I was in my bachelor's, at the time I was just it was permitted for the whole class taking the permission from the CPCA, and at the time CPCA was not much good in good controlling stage as it is. At the time we are just taking the animal, we were playing, we were just giving them the injection thiopental, and he was sleeping, and we were noting the sleeping time. After that we were just doing the locomotor activity, we were giving them some chemical, some known drugs, and after that we were seeing that how much time it takes to fall. We were giving them some sedative, we were giving them some hypnotic. Yes, we all were doing all these things, but what was the use? What was the use of that one? I was not doing the new thing. I was just repeating the animals. Note this point. The repetition is not allowed today. You can't do the repetition. As well as many times it was saying that when the students was going into the 11th class, immediately at the time when we were studying, at the time the session was started in the month of July. And you know that the July is the rainy season. At that time, a lot of frogs were there. So who were going to take the biology in UP board? He was supposed that yes, I have become the doctor. Yeah, I am going to become a doctor. He was just going to improve his skill by the dissecting that frog. And the adverse effect of that thing is that at the time the Rana tigrina frog, one variety of frog was there, that was an endangered species. Now the government has, this is the region, government has not now stopped all such type of experiments in all either science colleges or in the pharmacy colleges or in the medical college. That will be not for the precision, not for the improvement of the skill, not for the repetition of any known effect. Just to go with the help of software and do all these things. Animal experimentation is only allowed in PG, not in MBBS, not in B Pharm, not in D Pharm, not in BSc. Only you can do with prior permission from the CPCSA. Through your IAC, you can start it. Before going to start these guidelines, you must aware that what are the different animal welfare guidelines in your country. These concerns are dealt by the ensuring that the animal tests are only permitted where necessary. Right? Now I am just coming to the section 4, and this will be our topic for the whole for the time. That is section number what? This section we are going to deal. OECD गाइडलाइन का कौन सा सेक्शन हम लोग डील करेंगे जो हेल्थ इफेक्ट पे आता है?
Fourth.
Yeah, section 4. You just see a glance that how many slides are there. 479, 490, and this one is the last, 493. There are 493 guidelines by the OECD, but we are focusing only on the 2021, 22, 23, and 25. है ना? आपने इतना ही सुना होगा, इससे ज़्यादा आपने नहीं सुना होगा. But just you know that how, what are the different guidelines and what are the titles of that. This the first guideline was the acute oral toxicity. Second was the acute dermal toxicity. Third one was the acute inhalation toxicity. Fourth was the dermal irritation / corrosion toxicity. 405 eye irritation toxicity, and 406 skin sensitization. Right? Those who have completed their M Pharm, I think if they are from the pharmaceutics or pharmacology, they have done little bit the things. You know that whatever the cosmetics, drug and cosmetic, we are just governed by the DNC 1940 Act throughout the India. So whatever the different guidelines are for their established guideline for the drugs, the similar is for the cosmetic. If you are going to make any skin cream at the time, the skin sensitization, dermal toxicity, acute toxicity, all these studies are required. Without that, you can't do it. Right? Inhalation toxicity. Right? If you are going to apply anything, obvious, it will be in the vapor stage also. At the time, you must have to do. And especially if you are going to make any inhalation at the time, its toxicity should be there. Why we are saying it acute? You know that every leaflet of the drug is having the side effect. It is having the adverse effect. It's also having that, yes, what will happen if the higher dose is taken? They have written, because whatever the studies that were conducted to bring it into the market, all have done, and that literature's leaflets are available for new drugs, not for the very, very old drugs, right? So see how the systematically these guidelines were prepared. Now, acute toxicity is what? Suppose I have given you a particular class of drug once. एक बार आपको दे दिया. अभी after that, I'm just observing. Yes, this one, yes, next day, it's okay. Just after the 3 hours, I have seen 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, then 10 hours, 24 hours, 48 days. And after that, if I'm not getting any toxicity symptom, any abnormal behavior, then I will again check it after the 15 days, right? If on the 15 days, the animal is okay, all these things is okay, yeah, no problem. It's okay, we can go ahead, right? Then again, there is a problem. Suppose if you are going a huge dose on a single time, and after that you are giving it in a small fraction, at the time the body response will be what will happen? Response may vary. That is the reason in the ancient time, in the earlier, they have repeated dose 28-day oral toxicity students. What is this? Why 28 days? Suppose, first of all, you have gone for the acute toxicity. You have given an injection to rodent for first time, and after that you have observed it for the 15 days. No toxicity symptoms were there. It was okay. It was fine. Then what happened? Then it was think over that. Yeah, it was single dose. Just give the same dose once in a day for 28 days. What will happen? If any chance of the toxicity will be there, it will prominent. You can observe it. कर सकते हैं कि नहीं कर सकते?
Yes, sir.
That's the reason कि हमने उसको 28 डेज तक, आपने एक डोज दिया पहले दिन एक्यूट टॉक्सिसिटी, आपने उसको 15 दिन तक ऑब्जर्व किया. पहले आपने डोज देने के 3 घंटे बाद देखा, 1 घंटे बाद देखा, 3 घंटे बाद देखा, 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, 36 hours. Once means while you are going to your lab, just after that you are seeing that, yeah, it's okay. And on the 15 days, you just make your note and you say that, yes, no, the dose, initial dose and all these things are already remarks. You have written that, yes, the single dose of this mg per kg was given to animal this, and there was no toxicity symptom was found on the 15th day of the study. Your study completed. Now you are in safer side. Yes, कुछ हुआ नहीं है 15 दिन तक. It's okay. We can go further. At the time, what will happen? You will just start for the study for the 28 days. After 28 days, or after the 28 days, you will just sacrifice this. After 15 days, ideally it must be sacrificed. लेकिन मैं ideally इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ कि now the first thing I have told you, first thing what I have told you, this line. Ensuring that the animal tests are only permitted where necessary. This is the reason I am saying you that ideally it should be sacrificed, but we are not going to sacrifice it. Why? The one question is that after 15 days, you are going to repeat it on for the 28 days. No? You are going to repeat? Yes or no? क्या बात है कोई बोल नहीं रहा है
Yes, sir.
सो जाते हो क्या तुम लोग बीच में भाई आई एम जस्ट आस्किंग आफ्टर 15 डेज आई एम इट्स नॉट आइडियली यू आर गोइंग टू सैक्रिफाइस बिकॉज यू आर गोइंग टू डू अगेन इट फॉर द 28 डेज जब आप 28 डेज करोगे तो जो 15 डेज का है तो आप 28 करोगे ना तो आपको तो टॉक्सिसिटी सिम्टम ही देखना है यू कैन फाइंड इट इजिली तो उस बेचारे एक को जो जिसको सिंगल डोज दिया था उसको क्यों मारना उसको नहीं मारते हम उसको हम कब मारेंगे 28 डेज जो दूसरे एनिमल होंगे उनको हम सैक्रिफाइस करेंगे आफ्टर द सैक्रिफाइस ऑल द डिटेल्ड study and histopathology of the different organs, generally the kidneys, the brain, the lungs, the heart, the spleen, all these things are done. Apart from the gross microscopy is done. If everything is found okay, then we are saying that it's okay. Again, it was saying that there are some chemicals, there are some drugs that are not going to the toxicity on the 13th day. They are creating it on a long way. When we are using it for more than 3 months, then again the 90 days study was started. Right? You can find it here. Repeated dose 90-day oral toxicity in rodents. Yes. Earlier, one thing is that the route is very important. Nowadays, the guideline is saying that you have to use only the oral dose. Oral route is recommended, but earlier it was not there, right? Because what most of the drugs that are in their market that are generally from the oral route. And if any drug is creating the toxicity via the oral route, then there is more chances that it will create more toxicity or more earlier response of toxicity when it will be given by any parenteral route, either SC or IM or IV. Is it clear? ये आपको समझ में आ रहा है कि मैं ऐसा क्यों कह रहा हूँ?
Yes, sir.
ओरल से अगर टॉक्सिसिटी आ गई तो आप मान के चलिए कि पेरेंटल में उससे ज्यादा ही आनी है, राइट? This is the reason to avoid the animals. It is recommended that whatever the things you are going to study for the toxicity study, you have to prefer over the oral route. But again, there is a problem. What is the problem? Many times you will find that your drug is not soluble in water. Then what we can do? Pharmacology, pharmacology, response.
Yes, sir. Non-aqueous solution should be taken.
Like non-aqueous orally, is it safe?
No, sir.
Then how you can say that? See, whatever the drug is there, it's okay. If it is soluble in water, there is no problem. But if it soluble in CMC, it is soluble in any organic solvent, it is soluble in any vehicle you need. It's not soluble, you are going to suspend it, Gamakase or Ragaganth.
Yes, sir.
Or cellulose or starch or CMC. किसी में भी if you are going to suspend it, at the time you must know that what is the effect of that vehicle on the toxicity. ऐसे आप किसी को भी नहीं डाल दोगे. Until unless you are not having the own way. At the time you have also marked it, you have to go through for the LD50 and AD50 for that vehicle. Suppose you are using the CMC. At the time you must know that what is the effect of CMC. Your target is suppose is the CNS system. What is the effect of CMC on the CNS? If there may be the interaction of the vehicle as well as your new chemical moiety. If both are interacting and they are synergisting the effect, then the whole study will be of the worthless, because due to the vehicle interaction. Means why I am going on these things? I am just going on there dealing all these things. that. They are more sensitive. They will give you the quicker response in comparison to the male animals. That's why our studies have already shown this. That's we are preferring the female rodent, female animals, female mice, female rat, no, for the studies. And there are so many other studies when we are leading to, when we will come to actual guideline. If we are leading and we are getting the good results, at the time we are making the two population. 6 male animals and 6 female animals. Okay, what is the entire effect of these drugs on this one? I will not discuss any particular of activity, but I will say some models name, some things name. Suppose there is one drink, one euphoric drink is there, and I have taken one glass. At the time, you must have some parameter to observe me कि मैं पीने के बाद झूम रहा हूँ, कि मैं पीने के बाद गाना गा रहा हूँ, कि मैं पीने के बाद गाली दे रहा हूँ, मैं ठीक से चल पा रहा हूँ कि नहीं चल पा रहा हूँ, मैं स्टेयर्स पे चल पा रहा हूँ, मैं लिख पा रहा हूँ, मैं बोल पा रहा हूँ. What is this? These are the observation you will make that, na? He has given drunk with some thing. At the time, you will the same parameters you have to make. भाई आपने किसी को आपने एक न्यू मोइटीज दे दिया, केमिकल मोइटी दे दिया. एट अ टाइम यू मस्ट हैव द पैरामीटर. क्या क्या पैरामीटर आप देखोगे? उसकी आंखों में पानी तो नहीं आ रहा है, मींस lacrimal secretion is there in the eyes. Eyes blinking is normal or not? Tail is erect or upward or downward? Normal positioning is there. Either it's in very attention position, either it is very relaxed. No? Any secretion coming out from the mouth, right? Urination frequencies either slowed or down or normal. Fecal material is normal, abnormal, right? Okay? यही सब चीजें तो आप देखोगे ना, जब तो आप बोलोगे कि इट्स नॉर्मल है और एबनॉर्मल है. यही तो आपको स्टडी करना है. These are the very, very simple things. And if you want to detailed study about this, what are the different toxicity parameters we are going to check, you can go for the SK Kulkarni practical. Either you can open the OECD or you can open the CPCA guidelines 2018. And in appendices, you will find that the toxicity studies on the rodents. You will find a whole chart of the parameters. There are more than 50 parameters. What the things we are going to see, what the parameters we are going to observe, right? Okay. Yes. Okay. Now we are coming to that. This was all the things that is you are planning to give it the systematically. Means you are going to give it by oral route. You are going to make it by the parenteral route. You are going to give it by the other route, right? But if you are going to make any drug that is going to absorb through the parenteral, by your skin, means you are going to make any dermal preparation. You are going any thing that is going to give it by the nasal route. At the time, what will happen? Suppose you are having a very good type of drug that is going to be absorbed by the transdermal patch. Suppose you are going to make it the transdermal patch, and your drug is very effectively going to penetrate it. But there is another problem. What is the problem? The problem is that it's going to make the skin rashes on the skin surface. And you have done all these things, but you have forgotten to do the skin sensitization test. Whatever the things, either ointments, either cream or lotion or gel or transdermal patches, as any herbosome, phytosomes and all these things are there at the time. If you have forgotten to do the sensitization test of this is very simple test. ना आपने देखा वो कॉस्मेटिक्स वगैरह भी यूज करते हैं जब फर्स्ट टाइम कि कॉटन से उनको लगा लिया जाता है, भाई आप लगा लीजिए और यू विल फाइंड इट ऑन द लिफलेट. और अगर आपको 10 घंटे 6 घंटे कोई रिएक्शन कोई रैशेस नहीं है, देन ओनली इट्स सेफ टू यूज, है ना. सेकंड थिंग क्या लिखा रहता है कि all the testing has been done, but if you are getting any the symptom of redness, itching and all, the immediately stop the formulation and wash it properly with the soap. लिखा रहता है. क्यों लिखा रहता है? इसीलिए लिखा रहता है कि while we have conducted the study, it was on a particular population, but while it is going on the customer end, anyone can use it, right? And everyone's bodies are having different types of sensitization and the reactions. Is it clear? आगे चले?
Yes, sir.
Now you are seeing that in the similar way as we are doing the repeated studies for the oral, the same repeated studies are for the dermal. आप एक क्रीम को एक दिन लगा लेते हैं, आप उसको ऑब्जर्व कर देते हैं, it was okay. But if it is a cream, suppose I am using any particular type of cold cream in the winters, you can just assume that we are just using it from in the month of December, and now we are in the starting of the February. So again and again we are using that cream on our face on daily basis. So this is what? At the time of repeated dose, repeated application, it should not cause any kind of unwanted reaction. So it is very necessary to use it for the repeated time. Now you are not asking, but you may ask the question, sir, whatever the creams we are getting in the market, all are chemically tested for the repeated dose of 90 days or 20 days? No, it's not. Why? No, it's not at all. Why? In case of cosmetics, because whatever the basis you are using, that are established. If we are going to make a new base, we are adding it for the first time at the time it requires. Then how they are doing? Suppose you are going for the aloe vera cream, cold cream. Yes, aloe vera gel is already tested, and now you are making it the formulation, and now you have done for the acute toxicity study for a 15 days period, and it's okay. No need to repeat it again because the things are same, but you have just mixed it with the new one. Okay. Is it clear? समझ में आ रहा है ये बात?
Yes, sir.
तो अगर एकदम से if you are having the very एकदम newer thing at the time, all these things will be done. Otherwise, whatever the available data are there, you can do it. But you have to never escape it. आप escape कभी नहीं करोगे. But your time, your duration, and all these things, the justification of the established of your data that where already had been done by the other researchers, that will give you the justification for your study. But you have to do it, not for, suppose you have to do it for the 28 days, not for the 98 days, but you have to do it, right? And that is the reason they are also giving you the leaflets in their products that do it. इसके मतलब नहीं उन्हें sensitization, skin sensitization नहीं किया, उन्हें किया है, but at the time every person is having its own type of sensitivity. So many fellows are there that are very much you can say that they are allergic for a particular type of base. They are very much allergic for some food ingredients. They are allergic for the pollen ingredients. So at the time it will be the single particular situation. So precautionary the company is writing this. If you are using it, do it once. Yes, this is also safe. Suppose we are using the hair dyes, we are using the different other cosmetics nowadays we are using. But if it's suggested, if you are using it first time, just make some small application over here and round it with by the red pen or black pen. If you are using it, these are this elbow. You can using these skins are very sensitive. The back of this skin, this area is very sensitive. This here you can apply this one, and after that wait it for 2 to 4 hours. After that use it. Generally in case of the dyes, hair dyes, very reaction, very bad reaction. So you have seen also for the mehendi, reactions are there because some chemicals are there that may be created. So at the time you are using it any first time, it's safer to do like this sensitization test. Okay. Earlier when the penicillin was used as antibiotics, the penicillin sensitization test was done for each and every patient. And when you were visiting to the doctor was asking, had he ever taken any penicillin injection? So the patient was saying that yes, I have taken. If he is saying that I don't know, so I am not aware. At the time, what the doctor was taking, the doctor was taking a small amount of that injectable penicillin and it was applying in on the dermal layer. थोड़ा सा लेके देखता था. And after that, he was seeing for the 2 to 4 hours. Here, sit for the 4 hours. And after that, if there was no reaction, no sensitivity reaction was there, then only he was going to inject that penicillin. Right? At the time, we were not so much established. ना बोलते थे ना वो इंजेक्शन डॉक्टर ने दिया और रिएक्शन हो गई और मर गया. Right? Everyone. Now, you can say that the subchronic dermal, subacute, subchronic inhalation, prevention, development, toxicity study, one generation, reproduction toxicity. This 415 is very, very important. One generation reproduction toxicity study. What is this one generation reproduction means? If you are giving any drug to a particular type of animal and the animal should be, after that the animal gone for the mating, and whatever the next generation is coming, and we are just finding out any toxicity system on the new litter, right? So this was the one generation reproduction toxicity. Two generation studies are also there. Then another advanced form is the toxicokinetics, where we are going to take the serum and the blood samples and we are finding out the different chemical markers, either they are available or they are not available there. Okay. Now coming to your point of interest, that is the acute oral toxicity, fixed dose procedure. What is fixed dose procedure? Means you have given only once a fixed dose, right? 100 mg, 10 mg per kg, you have given it. And after that, you are going to find out the different symptoms. Yes, I have given it today in the evening 3 p.m. Then I have observed it at 4 o'clock, after 1 hour, after 3 hours, after 6 hours, and again after that the office is over. So then next day after the 12 hours, after the 24 hours, 48 hours, and at the last 28 on the 15th day, I have concluded that yes, this one is okay, no problem is there. Is it okay? This is what? एक डोज आपने दी, एक फिक्स डोज आपने देकर उसकी पूरी स्टडी को आपने कर लिया. ओके, इसमें अब सेफ है. नाउ देन it was thinking by the OECD experts that why we are not going for the repeated dose, right? अगर आपने एक दिन गंदी पानी पूरी खाई है तो आपको टाइफाइड और जॉन्डिस नहीं होगा. आप रोज रोज पानी पूरी वाले के पास जाके वही गंदे पानी की खा रहे हो तो तब जाके आपको असर होगा. होता है कि नहीं होता ऐसा?
Yes, sir.
You are repeating the dose of pani puri. Okay. So this is the reason. So it was also think about that. Yes, repeated dose should be there. So then again guideline was there. Then it was think that while we are doing all these things, because as easily I am telling you and you are listening it like a story. Actually, when you are going to the lab and doing all these things, these are very, very hectic and very, very long procedures. One animal you are giving and observing, and after that the second. Sometime what happens? Sometime it dies. And again a question for the researcher. Either it was the natural death, either it was the toxic death due to the toxicity that it was there. To find out there, again we are doing the biopsy of that animal and doing all these things. You can just think over that how much hectic and labor as well as the money, so many types of involvement is there to find out the any toxicity class of the drug. Okay. Then we are going to what we can say, yeah, reproduction developmental toxicity screening test. This was very important because as you can say that which drug was there that caused the abnormal fetus in Westerns. कौन सी ट्रेजेडी का नाम दिया गया था? थैलेडोमाइड
Teratogenic.
थैलेडोमाइड
ट्रेजेडी वाज देयर, है ना? उसमें क्या हुआ कि हमने ड्रग तो बड़ी अच्छी बना ली, बट वी हैव नॉट ऑब्जर्व इट व्हाट इज गोइंग टू इफेक्ट ऑन द fetus at the time. Thalidomide was taken by so many pregnant women, and all the pregnant women's fetus was get organ were not developed. So now the government is very alert throughout the world. No, you must have to include in your criteria of inclusion that the pregnant women, lactating women, all should be involved. Before that, it was not there. And it was, you can say that the black spot on the medical science study and all these things. So that's why what we are now doing, what we are doing, we are just studying it. What we are studying, the reproduction, developmental toxicity screening test. Then the guideline 422 is saying that the combined repeated dose toxicity study with the reproduction and development toxicity screening test means what the things we are doing, there is no need to go separate bar for that. You can combine it and see the ultimate result for that. So how can we combine it? We can combine it. I'm giving it one normal healthy animal, one male, one female, one pregnant animal. At the time, you will find the result at the same time, right? But this was not, it was not so easy to find all these things in the same way. But it was said that either you are doing it simultaneous, either you are doing by one, but you have to cover all these aspects. You have to cover it. Without that, you can't do it, right? Then what happened? Then it comes acute oral toxicity and acute toxic class method. Then neurotoxicity study is also important, but this is of the different thing. Now we can see that the acute oral toxicity up and down procedure. What is up and down procedure? See, once I have said you that oral toxicity fixed dose method. Just see it. 420. Are you seeing 420? 420.
Yes, sir. Acute oral toxicity.
Fixed dose procedure means you have given only one. Now, what? Now you can find that up and down procedure. What is up and down? Up and down is nothing. Means suppose, अब ऐसा आप समझो कि you have given 50 mg per kg dose to a single animal. They are right. There was no symptom of toxicity. There was no death. Each and every observation was the normal on the 15 days. अब आप क्या करना है? आप आगे बढ़ना है, पीछे जाना है? 50 mg is safe. बोलिए. बोले. बोलिए. अगर 50 mg सेफ है तो हम क्या करेंगे? उसके नीचे की डोज देंगे कि ऊपर की डोज देंगे? हमें पता करना है कि इसकी LD50 कितनी है, कितने mg तक हमारी सेफ है. कैसे करेंगे?
तो बढ़ा के देंगे सर, अगर
वेरी गुड. अब हम बढ़ाएंगे तो बढ़ाने का भी एक रूल है. रूल क्या है कि भाई ठीक है 50 पे सब कुछ बढ़िया है, अगेन 50 पे फिर से दो. अब अगर दोनों एनिमल नहीं मरते हैं तब हम 50 के ऊपर जाएंगे. तो ऐसा नहीं हम 50 से सीधे 100 चले जाए, 50 से 75 चले जाए, 50 से 500 चले जाए. तो पहले क्या था, एक ग्रेजुअल था. वो चार्ट में आपको नेक्स्ट क्लास में बताऊंगा. 50, then 75, then 100, then 125, then 150. Gradually and a systemic way you are increasing the dose and observing the toxicity. But there is another thing. ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि मैंने 50 एक एनिमल को दिया, एक को मैंने दिया 2000. क्या दिया? 50 mg दिया, 2000 mg पर kg दिया, राइट? 50 में एनिमल हेल्दी था, लाइव था, सरवाइव किया. टॉक्सिसिटी कोई सिम्टम नहीं था, और 2000 पे भी जो एनिमल को मैंने दिया उसपे भी कोई हमें ऑब्जर्वेशन नहीं आया टॉक्सिसिटी का। अब इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? अब क्या बोले? 50 पे भी सेफ है, 50 mg per kg is safe, no toxicity symptom was found, and on the dose of 2000 mg per kg, no toxicity symptom was found. Then what we can do? What is the conclusion? मैं बताऊं तो कुछ आप कोशिश करोगे?
सर ओवरडोज होने की वजह से भी कोई इफेक्ट नहीं हुआ?
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता है। ऑलवेज दिस इज ऐसा ना बोलो भाई आप इतने सारा पढ़ रहे हो और आपको इफेक्ट ही ना मिले, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है। इफेक्ट तो आएगा। देखो बेटा, इसका मतलब है कि 50 mg पे भी योर ड्रग इज सेफ एंड 2000 mg पर kg इट्स सेफ। अब आपको बीच में देखो फायदा क्या हुआ। ऐसे में क्या होता, आप 50 पे करते, फिर आप 75 पे करते, फिर आप 100 पे जाते, 150, और 2000 तक तो जाने में तो आपको 2 महीने लग जाते हैं। और कितने एनिमल बेकार होते हैं, कितने एनिमल सेक्रीफाइस होते हैं। लेकिन आपने रिस्क लिया, आपने एक एनिमल को इधर लोएस्ट डोज दिया और एक को हाई डोज दिया। दिस इज अप एंड डाउन मेथड। अब 2000 पे भी वो नहीं था, आपने क्या किया, 2000 पे एक एनिमल को और दे दिया, और अगले दिन देखा कि आपने वो ठीक है, 2-3 दिन आपने वेट किया, फिर आपको लगा कॉन्फिडेंस अच्छा है यार, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, आपने तीसरे एनिमल को दे दिया, है ना। सपोज आपने 4 दिन के अंडर पे आपने दिया, और यू हैव वेटेड फॉर द 15 days, and the last of 15 days for the first animal, suppose it's today, you find that yes, animal is okay, healthy, no symptom after toxicity is there, and second animal is वो 3 दिन बाद दिया था, आज 6th 7th है, on the 10th you have find that वो animal is also the second animal is okay, and for the third animal suppose you have given it in on the its date is completing on the 13th, you find that yes, these 3 animals at a dose of 2000 mg per kg are safe, then there is no need to do these toxicity studies. Okay, fine. You can say that your drug is safe. This chemical might is safe. This is the advantage. Now the thing can be in opposite direction. Means on the 50 mg per kg it was okay, but while you have tried it on the 2000 mg per kg, it was found that the animal died. If it was died, there is no need on the higher side to repeat it. Now, what is the criteria? Now you can find that you can say that it's 50 mg it's okay and 2000 is not okay. It's dying. The animal is dying. It means whatever the dose will be there, that will be the in between 50 and 2000. Now you can go for 50. You can go for the 100 twice. You have increased here. And again, you find that, okay, no problem. And there 2000 was causing the lethality. You increase it up to the 1500. You find that what? You find that at the 100 there were no deaths. And these are the example. I am just giving you for your concept. And on the 1500 you find that animal not died. Then it's clear that whatever the LD50 is there, that is in between the 1500 and what the second dose 2000 पे मर गया था, 15 पे नहीं मरा। इट मीन्स डोज आएगी कहाँ, 1502 के बीच में ही आएगी। अब नीचे जो डाउन के आपके हैं, देयर इज नो नीड टू रिपीट, राइट, देयर इज नो नीड टू रिपीट। दिस इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ अप एंड डाउन मेथड, by which we are going to decrease the number of sacrificing animal, and this is again the animal welfare. Okay,
yes sir.
Yes, I think all of you have tired. You are not giving the response as it was in the earlier. Just a minute. Let me know how was this class. Have you got the concept, or I have to go again? जितना बताया वो समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
अभी बस थोड़ा बहुत और बचा है, एक लेक्चर। आई थिंक अगर आप थोड़ा सा इन्वॉल्व हुए तो वी कैन हाईली स्पीड अप। when you fellows are going on the silent mode at the time, it's a big question for me. Am I going to right or wrong? है ना? बस इस चीज को थोड़ा सा अगर आप ध्यान रखिए तो we can. हाँ, any question is there, any query is there, you can put in your chat box, or you may ask by unmuting yourself. बोलिए. Fine, we can stop the session. क्या और पढ़ाएं? बोलिए. On your videos for one what do you say screenshot, please, on your videos, or all of you on your videos. Yes, very good, very good. Yes. And this Pallavi, on please, on your videos, all of you. Yes, चेहरा तो दिखा दो भाई एक बार, हम देख तो लें किनको हम पढ़ा रहे हैं. ठीक है बेटा, आपको समझ में आया? आई होप कि अभी तक जितना मैंने बताया ये बहुत ही सिंपल था, है ना?
Yes, sir.
और ये सबको आया होगा, है ना? इसके बाद का जो है थोड़ा सा आपको लगेगा, लेकिन
दुकान में 1 मिनट में वीडियो ऑन कर.
everything is interesting. Don't worry for that.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, bye. See you again. And I think I need more lecture. I will talk to Dr. Prakash for that.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Sure, sir.
Yeah, and I will also take one quiz at the last of my lecture. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
Please be ready for that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.